Alright, so here we are in the desert. You can see various vultures and such flying around in the background there, some mountains off in the distance, and this lovely little oasis. We'll get a good overview of everything. Some camels there, lots of vultures. Don't know what that is over there, but we'll go check it out. So let's take a quick dip. And as you can see, you can swim, you can go well under the water. In some places it's really interesting under the water, but this one it's just a lake and some seaweed and stuff, or lake weed, I don't know. Anyhow, today the whole goal is to have a look around the desert, and if we're lucky, see a couple of these little visions. The oasis itself, you know, it has people living on it. You can see there's a little boat going on there, and there's a little town over there and all that. But today it's about the heading into the desert. I'm not sure what this this rather regular business is here, but okay. We'll head that way. The desert is beautiful, but ultimately kind of uninteresting for the most part, except, of course, the first thing I do is wander into something that looks actually incredibly interesting. So, you know what? We're going to go have a look at that. Whatever it is, we're going to have a look at it. I really don't know. Uh-oh. Somebody's about to attack us. That was what that little weird business was. Not sure who it is who's trying to attack us, but someone is trying to attack us.
Whoa.
Oh, nope.
Clear the way. Hurry.
Oh, it's a cobra on the ground. Those are bad guys. And it was this cobra right here who is causing that attack. We're going to leave the cobra alone.
Whoa.
And we're going to go up here and see what the heck this business is, because it's kind of cool looking. So there's Fang. Hi, Fang. We're going to get a closer look. There's clearly some kind of horror show going on here. We've got burnt stuff everywhere.
Gods here are vigilant.
Oh, that is a statement of bad guys are abound, and we have been spotted by a bad guy. So they're going to come get us here in a moment. There he is. We'll kill him off real quickly. These guys shouldn't be hard. And as I say that, he, of course, you know, takes a little effort to kill, but there you go. So I'm not sure. We're in some kind of fortress here. These bad guys are going to come bug us a lot. We'll just kill them off as they come. Where are you? There you are. There you go. Let's go up on top. Oh, this will be fun. So, this is the, I don't know how you pronounce it. Brazier? I don't know. Probably not Brazier. But they light this thing here, and it goes up in flames, and it calls in reinforcements. I've just set a booby trap on it. And if they try to light it now, they'll set themselves on fire, which is kind of funny. We'll take a quick look around here, see what's going on. I see another guard over there. We'll take him out pretty easily. We got some kind of tower going on here. I want to go see that tower. I'm hiding in the hay for a second there, but I really don't need to do that because this guy will be easy enough to kill. We'll sneak up behind him, and he is dead. Let's go up that ladder now. At the very least, we're going to get a great view of the desert here. So there's that oasis we were just at. There's a little town around the oasis, apparently. And that seems to be where we are right now. Ultimately, I really think we want to go out that way and just go out to the desert. Because really, that's what this whole thing was supposed to be about. So I'm not going to get distracted by this place here. If you want to come back and look at this little place, or any place that's like this, because that's sort of one of the standard like barracks of some sort or another. But we want to go look at the desert. That's what we're here for. So let's take a look at the map and find a good point that we are going to head for. Really, you know what? I kind of really want to be down here in this desert. So let's find a quick route to it. That looks like the fastest route to that desert. We're going to do a fast travel to that point. And while we're here, we can kind of, take a look at the character. And I'm just making him do stuff so that it's more interesting. You can see that's the 5 arrows on the bow there. He can shoot 5 arrows at a time. All right, taking a dive into this little lake here. And we're going to swim back up to the surface, call our horse, and head to the desert. And I want to make sure I'm going in the right direction, so we're going to place a marker. Yeah, way down here. Looks like I think I've shown you that there's like people who are also playing this game who can post their photographs. I happen to know this is a pretty interesting place over here, and maybe we'll make this our destination ultimately, because that is actually an interesting place. So that's what we're going to do, and people can, as I was saying, people can post their pictures in the game, and those pictures, they show up in your game somewhat randomly. All right, so here's the problem. I apparently turned off the feature that allows me to see where I'm going. I did that because I wanted the full screen view that you're seeing right now, where you don't see any extra icons and little stuff. You just see the character in the game going on. But that also means that I can't really see anything like where I'm trying to get to. So here we are, riding the horse. We're heading off into the desert. It usually takes a little bit before any of the weird stuff starts happening, but hopefully it will, and hopefully I'm going in the right direction. Let's make sure I am actually. Most definitely going in the right direction. The whole point of this is actually to give you sort of a different view of the game. And as you know, a lot of people view deserts as just sort of a sandy wasteland, but the fact of the matter is, there's a lot of beautiful things going on in the desert. And as you can see here, as we get higher up into this little rocky area, we really do have a lot of very interesting rock structures and views of, off into the distance. Hopefully as we break over this mountain here, we will see, yes. And this is what we're really, we really wanted to see here. that looks like a bit of a drop. I don't want to jump that. We're going to have to find a better way down. But that's where we're going. We're heading out into that vast, as they say, wasteland of a desert. As you can see, this is the beautiful rocky edge of the desert here. And we're going to find a different way down because I don't think my horse can survive that drop. I don't think I can survive that drop. This looks pretty safe over here. Yeah, no problem. All right, here we go. We're heading out into the actual desert, and you can see, you know, lots of sand dunes and such. There's a possibility a sandstorm might come and get us. I'm going to do a little rotating so you can see the horse from every angle. Oh, that's a good one right there. We don't know if we want to go up those rocky things there. I think that's where we may have came from. I may accidentally have turned myself around and headed back towards the rocky outcroppings. It's pretty amazing how well they got the horse movements going there. It really does look like a horse running. Not sure that horses can run through the desert as easily as this. I think camels probably do better, but the camel is just a pain. Okay, if you hear, that's just the regular music of the game. We're looking for a specific sound, and there's going to be like a weird shift of the point of view, and when that happens, that means we're coming close to one of these hallucinations. Odd little things that happen. I don't know what they are. If they're mirages, hallucinations, visions, hard to say. They don't happen often. They don't happen all the time. We're kind of just sort of hoping they're going to happen as we run around the desert. Some parts of the deserts you can find... All right. Interesting here for you. This that has just appeared is the edge of the game. We can't go any farther than that. It is the end of the map of the world you're allowed to go into. That's been the same with all the games. When you see that weird black wall come up, that tells you that you have reached the edge of the game that you're allowed to play. So we're just kind of cruising right now. Now again, that's just the regular music of the game. I've noticed that the little hallucination things come mostly during the daytime, and we're out at night. As you can see, there's the night sky. So we may not be able to find any right now. It is, however, I think beautiful in its own little strange way. I think that might be the white sand desert over there that we're looking at. We don't want to go there right now. Well, we haven't seen any of the hallucinations, but we have reached an interesting point in the game. You remember from the previous ones that we have looked at that there are these places made by these ancients. This is
Whoa.
actually one of those. It's this sort of very elaborate, very futuristic place.
Whoa.
We're not going to bother going in there because, quite frankly, that's not what you want to see. You want to see sort of the ancient stuff, and that's the modern game stuff.
Whoa.
Not as much fun, I guess. But it is pretty huge, and it made a decent enough target to shoot for. We're going to keep heading out into the desert here and see if we can find something of interest. But we might not. You know, that's how the game goes sometimes. Sometimes you find neat stuff, and sometimes you just sort of wander aimlessly. In fact, we're going to head over there to those white mountains that are in the back. And again, I'm listening for this sort of unusual, sort of spooky sound, and a shift in sort of how you view everything. And that's the sign that you're coming close to one of these mirages, hallucinations, visions. So now we're heading into this White Sands Desert. You can see kind of why they call it that. But so far, nothing has happened. So this little desert trip may be a bust in the end.
Whoa.
Although I do see the sun rising, so maybe we'll luck out. And with the sun rising, like I said, they seem to happen more during the daytime than at the nighttime. You can definitely see a change in the desert itself.
Whoa. Yeah.
Let's head towards that tree. See if that tree has anything of interest going on. Oftentimes little things sitting in the middle of nowhere are of interest. And that one definitely looks like it might be of interest. If we're lucky, it's one of the stargazing places, but I don't think it is. It looks like it's just sort of a... Yeah, it's a small encampment, some little house of some sort. I'm sure there was something that I did here at some point in time, but I don't remember what it is now. As we come over this hill, I feel like we're going to start seeing some interesting things. Looks like there's some stuff going on in the distance there. We've reached an oasis, apparently. It may be the same one we started at. Off the top of my head, I really don't know.
Whoa.
So here we are at some kind of oasis. Ooh, those are hippos. All right, hippos are... they're a problem. They will, if I get too close, they will attack, and they are tough, and they will kill me in most cases. So I'm going to go this way because there are no hippos in that direction. They're really mean, and they're really tough, and whoops, I just fell off my horse because I ran into the water. Screw it, we'll take a little swim. There we go. So the hippos are actually like a real problem. They're very tough, and apparently in real life they're also very tough and will kill people quite easily. There's a pot floating in the water. I can probably... Well, usually I can break these things. but apparently I can't break that one. So here's a little oasis, and I'm sure somewhere along this oasis we'll find ourselves like a little village or something. There's one of those little boats. We can take the little boat. Let's take the little boat. And it looks like that's probably the town that is on this oasis over there. So we might as well go over towards that direction and see what's up. It'll be at least more interesting than the desert, which didn't give us anything at all. We'll take... Oh, there's more hippos over there. Again, I want to avoid them because they are mean and tough and will mess my day up. And I don't like having to fight with hippos because, you know, I feel bad about killing them, and really, ultimately, you don't have a choice. You have to kill them if they start attacking.
Hey, I should not be seen in this area.
So there are guards here, and they are obviously going to come and attack me in a second.
Die, idiot!
And so I'm going to have to kill them off.
No, I can hit him! I'll black you!
You can see my my little eagle there is fighting them, and I have been set on fire. You can see I'm burning, and that's no good. We don't like it when I'm burning. Ultimately, it's no big deal. On this area, the level is too low for them to do anything to me. We're going to take this guy out. Boom, we blew up his head. That's really vicious, and you can see him like slow motion dying there, which is, you know, kind of gruesome and all. Let's get up on this platform and see what we have in this world. Well, that's going to be fun. We're going to go down that because that should be a fun thing to go down. But meanwhile, we're taking a look. It's really not much to this place. It's a little oasis. There's obviously some people doing some fishing or something on their boats, and a couple little huts. A little bit of a river going there. Down into this area over here, into a much larger oasis. So here we go, the rope burn of no explanation as to how you survived that. Now we can see there's like a bunch of guards around here, and we're going to want to take these guys out because otherwise they're going to come and try to kill us. Boom, he's dead. Slow motion. We'll take out this guy here. Another slow motion kill. They're kind of fun to do. Oh, there's a crocodile in that. I just smashed the gate on the crocodile's gate. And let's watch this guy fight the crocodile, because that's always really funny. Sometimes they kill him, sometimes the crocodile kills the person. This crocodile seems to be trying to make a break for it, and yep, he's going to head towards the water and get out of town, which is good for him. There's my little hawk, and there we go. We've killed that guy. And I feel like there might be another guy around here someplace that we need. Yeah, I can... There he is. And now he's dead too. So, hopefully I've gotten rid of all of them because they get annoying, and we really don't care about them. We just want to look around this little place here. There's some stuff I can steal from the guy. They got some meat going there. Ooh, that's kind of gross. I think we've seen that before. Some kind of target business going on. I guess this is where they practice battling, and maybe they should have practiced some more, because I really killed them pretty easily. They were pretty pathetic in the overall scheme of things. Some more of those pots that I can take out, and let's see if there's anything worthwhile in any of them. Nope, nothing at all. That was a complete waste of arrows. Hopefully I'll find some more arrows somewhere around here. Cause, you know.
Wait a minute.
Oh. There's a guy over there. Let's take him out. Because again, if we don't... he'll come and get us. So this seems to be like maybe a trapping village. They've got a lot of these cages here. We can smash through those gates. It's not that interesting. Oh, there's a crocodile in there. And, oh, and look, there's the crocodile that we just rescued. Apparently he has come for his mate or some junk. That's very sweet and romantic in a crocodile kind of way. But I don't want to be on ground level when I open up that cage. So I am going to smash the gate open and let these guys free. But I want to let them free while I am nice and safe up here, because I don't really want to fight these guys. They will put up a good fight, and that's not what I'm into right now. There's a nice little waterfall. Let's go take a look at that. Really, I think we're just doing kind of like a day of scenery and the beauty of the desert, as opposed to, you know, any of the ancient hieroglyphics or anything like that, because sometimes it's just nice to do a little sightseeing. So, called my horse over. We're going to hop up on the horse, and we're going to head out that way. I don't know what's out there. We're going to find out. We have some really interesting rock sculptures, or not sculptures, but, you know, rock formations. Some of those, if you climb to the top of them, you can find interesting things, but I've pretty much found all the interesting things that were out on the top of any of these. There were a few here and there that had stuff that you could collect off the top of them. Another little mini oasis going on here. Given how white the sand is in this area, I would bet that that oasis is probably all salt water, like Dead Sea level of salt, and probably not at all drinkable. So here we are, just kind of cruising through the, I believe we're in the White Sands Desert. There's some kind of structure going on over there. Don't know what it is. We'll find out in a moment. Looks mildly interesting. I'm actually surprised we haven't had a sandstorm yet. They tend to happen more often. When you're out in the desert here, the sandstorms hit pretty quickly, and they really are quite, ooh, vultures. Vultures everywhere. Somebody got themselves killed here. Don't know who this person is. I didn't kill him. The vultures have apparently been eating him, and he looks pretty gruesome if you ask me. There's a treasure chest there, so obviously I've been here because it's already open, and this is probably a place I can jump off of, which I can see down there.
That's wind. Sandstorm coming.
Alright, so as I said that, he now has announced that there's a sandstorm coming. Of course I'm not... Oh, there it is. I can see it. Off in the distance there. I say we wait it out and see what a sandstorm is like, or maybe even better yet, we're gonna head right at it. It's kind of a crazy thing to do, but you know, we're having fun today. Just doing the sightseeing. Nothing intense. Nothing. Not trying to discover anything interesting. We're just running around the desert and having a look at stuff. I see a couple of trees over here, and that often means something of interest. That is the edge of a fortress of some sort, and I fear, if I am not entirely mistaken, what we have discovered here is one of the hardest things in the game. Yes, we have. So if I were to go into this place, and I'm not going to because it's actually a one-way trip. You go in and you're going to end up having to battle elephants with people riding them, and it's a incredibly difficult battle. And ultimately, it requires you to kill an elephant. And although I did it for the game because you kind of have to in order to play the game out to its conclusion. I don't like killing the elephants. I don't mind killing the people, oddly enough, but killing elephants kind of bothers me. Here's some interesting little rock formations from the erosion over time. I'm sure there's stuff that looks like this out there in the desert. It's pretty impressive, really. It doesn't look like that sandstorm is going to make it to us, so we'll just sort of call it quits on trying to find that sandstorm. Sooner or later, we will encounter one, and we'll be able to see what that's like. Ooh, that was not good. That was a long way down. And my poor little horse doesn't like taking jumps like that. This looks like it might be interesting over here. Let's see what's going on with this. Another one of these probably really salty oases. That's probably not drinkable water there. This kind of looks like a road, and if we run down a road, we're likely to encounter caravan people. It's at least plausible. Destroyed something or another there.
Whoa.
That looks interesting down there. Let's see what's down that direction. Lots of those little rock formations. Very interesting. Very pretty. Alright, if you notice he just wiped his face from sweat, that's a good sign that we might actually be running into one of those hallucination visions. Ah, and here it comes. Question is, where is it? It's hard to say. They could be anywhere, and we could miss it if we don't look in the right direction at the right time. Oh, that's not the right direction.
Yeah.
Looks like we missed it. Oh well. Given that he's been acting this way with the sweating and all of that, we probably will see another one of them. We just have to sort of run around long enough. There he goes, wiping sweat off his face again. That's a good sign that he'll probably run into another one of those hallucination moments.
Sandstorm coming.
So he just said there's a sandstorm coming. One way or the other, we're going to see something interesting. Oh, here's another moment where there's a potential for hallucination.
Whoa.
It's a fish. We see a fish in the middle of the desert flopping about, and it has now faded into oblivion. Not the most interesting hallucination I've ever had him have, but, you know, there you go. There's one, and there's that sandstorm he was speaking of. We're going to run right into it, because, you know what? It's time to experience a sandstorm, and then we can call this one done. So here he goes, and right into it. Oh, another hallucination, maybe. I hear voices.
Yeah.
So, having a hallucination and going right into a sandstorm at the same time.
Mountains of sand.
Whoa.
I can imagine this is what your visibility would be like in a sandstorm. And that brings us back to, well, another hallucination, maybe. Hopefully we can find it.
Whoa.
It's another fish flopping in the desert, which is a boring hallucination, quite frankly. He's had some very interesting ones with, like, you know, specters of people coming after him and such. And those are far more interesting, but so far we really haven't had any of those. Anyhow, let's call this one done with the sandstorm passing off in the distance and our interesting little rock formations, and Bayek and Fang charging off into the desert.